The Mythic Blades event is starting in Pokemon Go. Today we're going to be through all the event details and some tips and tricks for this event. Let's get right into it. So this event is running December 6th, 10 a.m. to December 11th, 8 p.m. all local time. First of all, wild spawns during the event will be Mankey, Machop, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Hitmontop, Combuskin, Makuhita, Meditite, Monferno, and rare spawns for Poliwag and Crabrawler. Yes, Crabrawler evolving into Crabominable will be 2 new Pokemon for this event. We will go through if they're any good in a bit. We'll have exclusive 1-star raids for Meditite, Buizel, Timber, and Timple. 3-star raids for Poliwrath, Aerodactyl, Skarmory, and Breloom. 5-star raids will have Virizion until December 8th at 10 a.m., which will then switch into Terrakion. Both Virizion and Terrakion will also know Sacred Sword when caught during this event from raids. Finally, Mega Raids will have Mega Aggron. We also have some exclusive research going down during the event. Starting with field research tasks, we have catch 7 fighting-type Pokemon for Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, or Hitmontop. Catch 15 fighting-type Pokemon can also get you a Galarian Farfetch'd, and power Pokemon 15 times to get you a Galarian Farfetch'd. There'll also be a collection challenge during the event, which on screen you have to catch all these Pokemon and evolve into a Machoke, a Hariyama, and a Medicham, which will get you an Elite Charge and Fast TM. Not amazing. Now here comes the paid part. For an $8 ticket, you will get access to this during the event. Number 1, exclusive Incense spawns spawning Machop, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Hitmontop, Beldum, Timple, and Pharaoh Seed. And you will also get access to a special research called Something Extraordinary. This special research will get you the new Pokemon Keldeo in its ordinary form in Pokemon Go. However, we will only be able to claim this special research starting on December 10th at 10 a.m. local time, but once you have it, you'll have unlimited time to complete. Not only will you get Keldeo from the special research, but you will also get a Keldeo avatar t-shirt, 14 rare candies, 12 silver pineapple berries, 2 incubators, 2 super incubators, 2 incenses, some water and fighting type Pokemon, and more. Honestly, paying $8 for 1 Pokemon plus a couple little things, not really worth it for most people, but let me know if you're going to be getting it. With that out of the way, let's get into the tips and tricks for the event, starting with, of course, as always, the best wild spawns and even incense spawns to catch during this event. Starting with wild, we're going to have Mankey evolving into Primeape. Now, Primeape is not a bad limited cup Great League Pokemon, and also have an evolution in the new Gen 9 games called Annihilate. When Annihilate does come to Pokemon Go, it could have some play in some PvP metas if it gets the right moveset. We then have Machop evolving into Machamp. Machamp has play in all 3 leagues and also is a good fighting type raid attacker, especially in its shadow form. Great chance to grind candies for this Pokemon. We then have Hitmontop. Hitmontop is not going to be bad in some limited Great League metas. We then have Combuskin, which evolves into Blaziken. Blaziken, of course, does have a new Mega that just came out in the game if you need a good IV one, as well as Blaziken having a decent play in the Ultra League. Combuskin also is a stage 1 Pokemon, getting you 300 Stardust per catch, so great to catch for Stardust. Then have Meditite evolving into Medicham. Medicham is one of the best Great League Pokemon in the game and also does have a Mega form that could come out in the future. Finally, we have Poliwrath, which does have some play in the Great League and the Ultra League, but not the most metamon. But Poliwrath is a stage 2 Pokemon, getting you 500 Stardust per catch, so catch them for the Stardust as well. Now we do have the new Crabrawler in Pokemon Go, which evolves into Crabominable for 50 candies. Crabominable is a fighting and ice type Pokemon, and I want to take the moment to talk about if it's going to be any good. Now Crabominable has an attack of 231, defense of 138, and stamina of 219. For fast moves, it can learn Bubble and Rock Smash, and for charge moves, Ice Punch, Crab Hammer, Power Up Punch, and Payback. Starting with Crabominable in raids, it's not going to be very good. It'll be probably in the top 50 water type raid attackers in the game, but nowhere near taking the top spot, and it won't be good as a fighting or an ice type raid attacker. When it comes to PvP, same thing goes. This Pokemon won't be very good. Looking at a rank 780 in the Great League, 552 in the Ultra League, and 387 in the Master League, this Pokemon's going to have pretty much no play overall, so it'll just be one of those grab it, dex it, and then leave it. Let's also talk about the exclusive Incense spawns during the event. Note you will only get these spawns if you did buy the $8 ticket. Obviously in there we have Machop, we already talked about that being good. Hitmontop, we already talked about that being good, but also Beldum. Beldum evolves into Metagross. Metagross is going to be a good steel type raid attacker, especially in its shadow form. It's going to be a good in the Master League, and it's also going to have a Mega form you want to be ready for in the future. Finally, we have Pharaoh Seed in there, evolving into Pharaoh Thorn. Pharaoh Thorn is not a bad Great League or Ultra League Pokemon if you want candies, and it's also a nice shine. With the spawns and incense out of the way, let's get right into the raids. What are the best ones to go after? First of all, Meditite in there. We already talked about Medicham having some play. We also have Timber, which evolves into Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is one of the best fighting type raid attackers in the game and will be the #1 when it gets its shadow form. Moving on to the 3-star raids, we have Poliwrath in there. Talked about the relevance of that Pokemon. We also have Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl does have a Mega form in the game right now, so a great Pokemon to get. And also Aerodactyl itself is not a bad rock type raid attacker. We have Skarmory in there. Skarmory is going to have some play in the Great League. We do have Mega Aggron in the Mega raids. Mega Aggron is not a terrible rock type raid attacker, but really not amazing. Still, you can grab Mega Energy for it if you don't have it, so you can start working on that free Mega Evolve. And then finally in the 5-star raids, we have Virizion, which is going to be a good Ultra League Pokemon until that switches into Terrakion, in which Terrakion is the #1 fighting type raid attacker in the game. This is going to be one of the best raid bosses to raid this month. Get a lot of Terrakions, get a lot of candies, because this Pokemon is the best fighting type raid attacker. Now, like I said, you want to get a lot of candy for these Pokemon. So how do you get a lot of candy in Pokemon Go? #1 is going to be use pineapple berries. Regular pineapples will multiply your catch candy by 2, and silvers by 2.344. The second thing you can do is going to Mega Evolve a Pokemon for extra candies. This is clearly a fighting type based event with every single wild spawn being a fighting type as well as the raid bosses. So Mega Evolve a fighting type specifically, I believe Mega Lopunny is the only one we have in game. And remember, the higher level the Mega is, the more candies and XL candies you get for catching Pokemon, so make sure you Mega Evolve a max level Lopunny if you have the option. Finally, you can trade Pokemon to get extra XL candies. It is the season of mythical wishes, which means every time you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get a guaranteed XL candy for that Pokemon. Say you catch 100 Machops, trade them all away, that's 100 XL candies for Machop in your account. Remember, once the event is over, tag those Pokemon and do your 100 trades every single day to get extra XL candies for any Pokemon that are good with XL candies. Now, of course, Keldeo does have that $8 price tag on it, so I do want to take a moment to talk about, is Keldeo actually even any good in Pokemon Go? So Keldeo is a water and fighting type Pokemon. It has a base attack of 260, defense of 192, and stamina of 209. For fast moves, it can learn Low Kick and Poison Jab, and for charge moves, Aqua Jet, X Scissor, Hydro Pump, Close Combat, and Legacy Sacred Sword. It has been confirmed it will be getting it when you catch it during this event. As far as Keldeo and raid, it's not going to be a bad Pokemon. Excluding Mega Pokemon, Keldeo is the number 2 overall fighting type raid attacker behind Terrakion. However, just because it's number 2, is it really worth getting it? No, because you can just raid a bunch of Terrakions during this event, and you'll only get one Keldeo, and it's hard to get candies for it. As far as PvP goes, Keldeo is going to be not bad. In the Ultra League, it won't be very good, ranked 299, but in the Master League, it's going to be ranked 66. Now, 66 is not the most competitive ranking and probably won't be too meta relevant. It still can handle things like Yveltal, Excadrill, Swampert, Gyarados, and even Dialga with that Sacred Sword moveset. Poison Jab also lets it hit its fairies, but it doesn't really do well against Steel type. All in all, is Keldeo worth $8? No, I don't think it's really worth to ever spend $8 on a single Pokemon, but if it is your favorite or it is something you're just a collector and you don't want to miss out on it, you can spend the money. And with that being said, that brings us right into the end of the video, which is going to be Platinum Medal tips. You need 35 Platinum Medals to go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go, so I want to take an opportunity to go through what Platinum Medals you should be working on during this event. Of course, this is a fighting type based event, so the Black Belt Medal, catch 2,500 fighting types, will be an amazing thing to work on this event. Of course, the Rising Star Medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. Take a look at the raid roster. If there's any Pokemon in here you haven't raided at least once, do their raids. Finally, the Scientist Medal, evolve 2,000 Pokemon. We do have Machop spawning in the wild. If you don't know, if you've received a Machop from trades and then you evolve it into Machoke, evolving it from Machoke into Machamp is going to be completely free. So getting a bunch of Machops, trading them, and then just evolving them all the way up for only a total of 25 candies can be great to work on this medal. And that's going to be it, guys. That is the Mythic Blade event. Comment below what you think of it. Honestly, not a huge fan of them pay locking Pokemon all the time. I was wishing that Keldeo would just be released similar to Zarude, in which everyone can get it, but it is the way it is, and hopefully it does come out for free in the future. Take advantage of the other aspects of the event, though, if you're not going to be buying the ticket, and stay tuned for a video next week in which I catch my Keldeo, and we'll find out how my Keldeo IVs are. We'll also go through the research for Keldeo so you can know what the tasks consist of. That's going to be it for me, guys. Follow from everybody. Peace.